The PlayStation 1 is often remembered for RPG legends like Final Fantasy VII, Chrono Cross, and Suikoden 2. But behind those towering giants lies a treasure chest of forgotten adventures games that didn't get the spotlight they deserved, yet still deliver gripping stories, unforgettable worlds, and gameplay that can rival modern hits even today. These are the hidden gems that time tried to bury. But true RPG fans know their worth every second in 2025. Dust off your memory cards, because we're about to dive into 10 criminally underrated PS1 RPGs that might just become your new favorites. 1. Vagrant Story. When you talk about the PS1's most ambitious RPGs, few dare to mention Vagrant Story, and that's a crime in itself. Released in 2000 by Squaresoft, this masterpiece was overshadowed by giants like Final Fantasy IX, yet it offered something completely unique. Instead of a sprawling party-based adventure, you play as Ashley Riot, a lone agent navigating the mysterious city of Le Monde, filled with political intrigue, cult conspiracies, and supernatural horrors. The combat system was ahead of its time, blending real-time movement with precision targeting, and its weapon customization depth could put modern RPGs to shame. Even today, its moody atmosphere, jaw-dropping cutscene direction, and haunting score make it feel like a dark fantasy film you can play. This isn't just an RPG, it's an experience that proves the PS1 was capable of storytelling well beyond its era. 2. Legend of Legaia. Overshadowed by the bigger names of its era, Legend of Legaia is one of those RPGs that quietly carved out a cult following among players who stumbled upon it. On the surface, it looks like a standard fantasy adventure heroes, monsters, a world in peril, but then the battle system kicks in, and you realize you're playing something special. Instead of just selecting attack, you input martial arts combos to unleash devastating moves, making every fight feel like a mini fighting game. The story builds a world where a mysterious mist corrupts creatures into deadly Seru monsters, and you, as Van and his companions, must bond with benevolent Seru to cleanse the land.
It's packed with charm, emotion, and a sense of discovery that makes it just as addictive. Now, as it was in 1999, in 2025, it's still a pure PS1 era gem that deserves way more recognition than it ever got.
3. Threads of Fate. If you ever wanted a PS1 RPG that wasn't afraid to be charming, funny, and yet deeply heartfelt, Threads of Fate is your hidden treasure. Released by Squaresoft in 2000, this action RPG lets you choose between two completely different protagonists: Rue, a quiet hero with a mysterious past, and Mint, a mischievous princess with a love for magic and money. Each character's story overlaps but offers unique perspectives, giving you two adventures in one game. The gameplay is simple, yet satisfying, with platforming, puzzle solving, and real-time combat that keeps the pace fast and fun. What makes it special, though, is its personality, the witty dialogue, colorful towns, and whimsical yet emotional story beats give it a warmth that modern RPGs often forget. In 2025, it still feels fresh, proving that not every great RPG has to be a 100-hour epic sometimes. The magic is in a well-crafted, unforgettable journey. 4. Wild Arms 2. While Final Fantasy was stealing all the headlines, Wild Arms 2 quietly delivered one of the most ambitious and heartfelt RPG experiences on the PS1, released in 2000. It took the Wild West meets fantasy formula of the first game and expanded it into a sprawling tale of political intrigue, ancient technology, and the struggle between idealism and sacrifice. You lead the team, known as ARMS, a ragtag group tasked with protecting the world from a shadowy terrorist organization and a far older threat lurking behind them. The game's unique blend of turn-based combat, puzzle-filled dungeons, and a stirring Western-inspired soundtrack makes it stand out even today. But what really makes Wild Arms to unforgettable is its storytelling. It's surprisingly mature, layered with themes of identity, betrayal, and redemption, giving you plenty to think about long after the credits roll. In 2025, it's still a criminally overlooked gem for anyone craving an RPG with heart and style. 5. Jade Cocoon. Story of the Tamamayu. If you ever wondered what it would be like if a PS1 RPG merged the monster-catching charm of Pekkaman with the deep storytelling of Final Fantasy, Jade Cocoon is your answer. Released in 1998 by Genki, this beautiful sleeper hit puts you in the role of Levant, a young cocoon master tasked with capturing and purifying monsters corrupted by a mysterious curse. But this isn't a lighthearted adventure. The game's world is steeped in myth, with an almost Studio Ghibli-like atmosphere, layered with themes of nature, spirits, and the balance between life and death. The turn-based combat is made more addictive by the ability to capture, fuse, and evolve creatures, creating powerful hybrids that are uniquely yours. Its hand-drawn art style, enchanting music, and emotional storytelling make it a game you can sink into for hours. In 2025, Jade Cocoon still feels like a hidden world waiting to be rediscovered. 6. Alundra. Often called the Zelda of the PlayStation, Alundra is far more than just a clone. It's one of the most challenging and emotionally gripping action RPGs of its era. Released in 1997 by Matrix Software, this gem follows a young hero gifted with the ability to enter people's dreams. What starts as a lighthearted adventure quickly turns into a surprisingly dark and mature tale about loss, faith, and the weight of destiny. The game's real strength lies in its masterfully designed puzzles and sprawling dungeons, each one testing your brainpower just as much as your reflexes. Its isometric visuals are packed with detail, and the moody, unforgettable soundtrack perfectly captures the tone of its dreamlike yet tragic world. In 2025, Alundra still stands as proof that the PS1 could deliver not only deep stories, but also some of the most rewarding gameplay you'll ever find in an RPG. 7. Valkyrie Profile. If there's one PS1 RPG that feels like pure art in motion, it's Valkyrie Profile. Released in 1999 by Triace, this game broke away from every RPG formula of its time, offering a haunting, Norse mythology-inspired tale unlike anything else on the console. You play as Lilith, a Valkyrie tasked with gathering the souls of fallen warriors to fight in Ragnarok. But here's the twist. Each warrior's story is a self-contained tragedy, often gut-wrenching, showing you their final moments before death. The side-scrolling exploration, combined with a combat system that plays like a perfectly timed combo-based battle, makes every fight feel intense and rewarding. The layered, time-based world events mean your choices actually matter, giving the game a sense of urgency rarely seen in JRPGs, even in 2025. Valkyrie Profile feels ahead of its time, beautiful, melancholic, and unforgettable. It's a PS1 masterpiece that far too many players missed. While Final Fantasy dominated the spotlight, Grandia quietly offered one of the most charming and uplifting RPG adventures on the PS1, originally released on the Sega Saturn and later ported to the PlayStation in 1999. It follows the journey of Justin, a young adventurer with big dreams and an even bigger heart. What makes Grandia special is its sense of discovery. Every town, dungeon, and conversation feels alive, and the game captures that rare childhood wonder vibe that so few RPGs manage. E-battle system is another standout, blending turn-based strategy with a real-time element where timing your moves can interrupt enemy attacks. And let's not forget the phenomenal soundtrack, which perfectly complements both the game's emotional moments and its lighthearted humor. In 2025, Grandia still feels like a breath of fresh air, a reminder that an RPG doesn't need to be grim to be unforgettable. 9. Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. Originally a Sega CD classic, Lunar Silver Star Story Complete made its way to the PS1 in 1999 with upgraded visuals, fully animated cutscenes, and an unforgettable English dub that gave it even more personality. This is a love letter to classic adventure tales. You follow Alex, a young dreamer who sets out to become a legendary dragon master, only to be caught up in a sweeping story of friendship, betrayal, and love. What sets Lunar apart is its charm. Every character feels alive. Every line of dialogue oozes personality, and the hand-drawn anime cutscenes make it feel like you're playing through an epic 90s OVA. The turn-based combat is simple, yet satisfying. But the real magic is in the journey, the humor, and the emotional punches that still hit hard in 2025. This isn't just a game, it's a warm, nostalgic hug from the golden age of JRPG. 10. Parasite Eve 2. Blending survival horror with RPG mechanics, Parasite Eve 2 stands as one of the most unique experiences the PS1 ever offered. Released in 1999 by Square, it took the cinematic science horror tone of the first game and refined it into something darker, more atmospheric, and even more intense. You play as Aya Bree, an FBI agent with mysterious mitochondrial powers, investigating a new outbreak of twisted, biomutated creatures. While the combat shifted to a more real-time Resident Evil-style system, it still retained RPG elements like character growth, spell-like parasite energy abilities, and strategic weapon upgrades. The mix of gritty urban environments, eerie ambient sound design, and a slow-burning story gives it a haunting realism that makes it stand out even today. In 2025, Parasite Eve 2 is still one of those rare games that defies genre boundaries, equal parts thriller, RPG, and horror masterpiece. And there you have it, 10 incredible PS1 RPGs that didn't get the spotlight they truly deserved, but have stood the test of time and still hold up today. Whether you're a seasoned RPG veteran or just diving into classic gaming, these hidden gems prove that sometimes the best stories and gameplay aren't the ones everyone talks about. So dust off your console, load up one of these titles, and get ready to fall in love with the PS1 all over again. Did we miss your favorite underrated RPG? Drop it in the comments below, and let's get a conversation going, because the world of PS1 RPGs is way bigger and deeper than most people realize. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to catch more hidden gaming gems and nostalgic adventures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.